What up, everybody? It's your boy Blake Anthony right here on Sports Talk 49. I know I haven't done one of these in a while. It's normally the real reels and other things like that. But today I just couldn't help myself. I couldn't go all these days without pointing some things out, as you can see in the title. So my sole purpose today was to address two things. One, the Tampa Bay media and how it portrays things and puts things out to fuel negativity and hatred. The second one is to point out what the hot topic is of what every team does in the league is sub players in and out on offense and defense. So first, this whole narrative of putting Morrison in over Dan, they're like, oh, it was a costly mistake. They've been doing that since he's been coaching this team for 4 straight seasons. That's been happening. Now it's a problem because you don't have anything else to go off because the things is a success. Everything's been working here, culture and everything. But like I said, I'll get into that at a later time. But to put Morrison in on a play where a guy caught one pass the entire game, one pass. Yes, it was a costly one, but one pass. And they only completed 16 passes. I just watched the Thursday night game where Drake May completed that many passes in the first couple drives of the game against the Jets. So to say something don't work is crazy. Like I said, that's narrative-based coverage. Okay, so I'll get into that in a minute. So I pulled up video. I'm gonna do my kind of like my perspective on the thing and take a look at this tape and talk and break down what we saw in that. So let me pull this up here. Let me get me out of here. Pull this tape up here. So they're in I formation. What I saw from originally is kind of what I thought it was. I thought it was robber. 3-4 defense and a robber. And a robber scheme, I'll just explain to you, a 3-4 defense and a man coverage is a free safety, and a robber is a cover one robber scheme where the 4 defensive linemen and the 1 linebacker provide a 4-man rush. The corners and the 1 safety play man coverage, while the free safety robs the middle of the field by looking to intercept crossing routes or shallow routes, creating confusion for the quarterbacks. So Todd Bowles, so what it means is everybody's man underneath, and you have a guy floating back to cover crossing routes. And originally, when I first thought about it, that's what I thought the coverage was, and I kept looking at it. Then I figured out that's what it actually was. It was actually a great defensive call for what they ran. It was a great defensive call for what they ran. The player screwed it up, like I told in my overreaction show. I don't think it was out coach thing. I think it was outplayed thing that they didn't do what they were supposed to do. So you see, it's just simple I formation. This is the end of it. The receiver furthest up top started on the bottom and then motioned across. And then we'll just run it a little bit. I'll run it bit by bit. All right, snap. As you can see, 5 guys are coming. Everybody's got a man. Somebody's got the fullback. Somebody's got the 2 linebackers, got the tailback. Then up top, you've got Tyke here. He's right there around the 30-yard line. I don't know if you can see it or not. He's up there with the top receiver right under him. That is your robber guy. And that is your free safety sitting in the middle of the field to cover over top. So you had a 2-man route versus 4 guys in coverage. 21, 23, 27, and 31 are your guys in coverage. And then you got 2 Patriots receivers covering because your 2 backs are occupied by the 2 linebackers, David and Dennis. Everybody else is rushing, but nobody's getting there. That's a whole entirely another conversation of they just can't get to the quarterback. So what your robber is, Tyke, for you, I broke it down for you guys earlier, is up here near the 30-yard line under that top receiver. You're supposed to be turning your head sideways, looking for the crossers to take it away. Look where his eyes are, staring at the quarterback. And y'all know how irate I get about when a defensive back stares at the quarterback because you're not paying attention to the receivers crossing. They're the ones that's going to catch the pass. If the rush doesn't get there and he finds time to find a receiver, that is not on the defensive backs. You guys did your job. I cannot ask anybody to cover somebody for 7 to 8, 9 seconds. It's insane They have that expectation. With that being said, Morrison, the top of the conversation, I could tell from the start that he's expecting a guy to be in the middle of the field to cover the crosses by the outside shade. He is outside shaded on the receiver. Same thing with the top with Zion McCollum. But your robber is not where he's supposed to be, nor is he even looking for the wide receivers. Let's run it a little bit more. There it is. Still underneath. You see how he's still playing that spot? Because he knows you have a robber that's supposed to be in the middle of the field. There is 23, still almost in the same exact spot he was at. 2 crossing routes. Winfield's about to jump down and cover this other crossing route, while McCollum is still sitting over on the backside. Let's let it go some more. Still, Tyke is he could be in position and cover this, but he's not looking to see where the receiver is. That he's in man coverage, you're supposed to be all over him. Yes, but you don't want to run into your own guys either, too. That's why you hear the outside leverage, inside leverage on coverages. And you see Winfield's coming down to jump the other crosser, and kind of Zion kind of replaced where Winfield was. If you can kind of get what I'm saying, he slid over to the middle of the field, and Antone is coming down on the crosser route. The throw should have went to Matt Collins down here, but May was locked in on this guy because he can see Tyke staring at him the entire time. Tyke has no idea where the receiver is. He's dropping back in coverage, but he doesn't know where the receiver is. And if you don't believe me, you can tell by where it went. Look, by the time he realized it, it's behind him. He's like, oh shit, there was a guy right behind me. And this ball is caught all the way across the field, outside the 40. Now remember where this play started. It started his route started on the other side of the field. So he had that much time to cross all the way across the field and able to keep this ball outside the numbers. And then Tyke, he can't catch the guy. He's not built for speed, but he can't catch the guy. So when we get on this about this whole thing about, oh, you subbing, you made it wrong, sub, because I'm going to get into that in a minute. All this other stuff. This happens all the time. Did you guys ever ask if Dean was hurt that play? Did you ask if Dean needed a rest, get something retaped? Maybe that's why he wasn't in on the play. And then one of your favorite media areas even put out a breakdown of how many people played the game. Now, remember what I said, that people don't play a game 100% of the game, because they don't. And not everybody, at least. Only 4 people played in 161 snaps. There's a 61 defensive snaps, and that's Dennis, McCollum, David, and Winfield played 100% of the snaps in that game. And if we're talking about, oh, why is he taking them off? Oh, he's having a Pro Bowl season, blah, 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 blah. Y'all didn't give a shit about Dean just a little while ago, but I'm not going to get into that. So Morrison played 10 snaps, 16% of the snaps. 10 snaps he played in that game. He's not really getting a whole lot of snaps, but he played 10 snaps. Dean played 48. So he barely missed any time. So there were 61 plays, and Dean was in 48 of them. So where the fuck is the narrative coming from that you're constantly taking Dean off the field for a rookie or this, that? He's having a Pro Bowl season. He only came in for 10 plays. 10 plays. So how is somebody just taking snaps from somebody like that? And that's just it from the other angle. It looks the same. People getting beat. But that's just what's happening with all of that. It's crazy why the media is putting that out. And now with the other part of this, I wanted to break down. That's just one thing about the crazy narrative that they're trying to push. I'm saying this to say this part. I look at every other team that has another head coach on the team that's changed the culture of the team. And I got tons of coaches I like. I've always been a fan of Andy Reid. I thought it was crazy. Criminal how the Philadelphia Eagles shit canned him after his son died, and and they fired him. They came to Kansas City and changed the franchise around. It's just an awesome story when Andy Reid's career is all said and done. Sean Payton couldn't stand him in New Orleans, but he's a good coach, good quarterback coach. Can pretty much make any quarterback work. Dan Campbell, I was worried about him at first, but man, he's made changes and changed their franchise and does it his way and makes the team believe and they love him. You know, former player, and just was able to change the franchise. But then I go to Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and wait before I even get to that. Then I watch a Thursday night game tonight, and I watch them how Vrabel's changing the culture in New England. The players love him, and all this media bullshit that they're putting out, like whatever they're force feeding you guys, and you guys eat it up because a lot of y'all can't think for yourselves. So, and then I go to Todd Bowles. I don't ever hear anything in this market saying anything positive about this man. How he came over here on a team that was supposed to be in shambles. They had no quarterback, no cap space, and yet have been able to win 3 division titles and won a playoff game. Crazy, right? But then the goalpost keeps moving. You got folks like Tom Krasnicki, who just said a year ago, well, Todd Bowles is going to be fired if he doesn't go deep into the playoffs. Boom. Jason Light and Todd Bowles get a 3-year extension. Shut that whole narrative up. And I say, and it's not just him, it's just other people like that. He's just one I specifically remember. It's always a goalpost that keeps moving with Todd Bowles. I don't see any type of article come out. I don't see any type of positive thing come out that comes out of this market. And that's why you got some people say the things that they say on these social media sites, and you wonder why it happens. I look at all of this stuff, and I don't see one positive article about anything about the stuff that he's accomplishing here. Jason Light has to be the one to do it and post it on there. He's the one that has to do it because he's the one that's actually there. He knows the guys that they're playing. He knows the conversations that they have. He knows the relationships that he has with these players. The same thing that he said about Vrabel is the same thing they say about Todd Bowles. The time he spends off camera with these guys getting them better. The time he invested in the Jamil Dean, I bet it broke his heart to cut the contract down to a 1 year because Dean's been unavailable and they invested him and they're losing on their investment. Now Dean's playing for to get another contract elsewhere, and you're playing well. You have this usual story, but once they get uncomfortable, now they play. But it's just always the same thing here, and then it's always something negative to find. Like I said before, oh, you're rooting for him because he's black. If Todd Bowles sucked, I would say that he sucked. I'm not like y'all with Baker Mayfield. I did not like Baker Mayfield from the start. I did not like him because I thought he was immature and entitled little immature guy. Changed. Reality hit him. He had bumps and bruises, had to get up out the mud, and still brought that swagger. And he's humble now. I like him. I actually do like the guy now, and I mean that seriously. And I don't just look for something to jump on and to say he's bad and this, that, like your media does out here. For Todd Bowles, you won't see a thing come out negative about Baker Mayfield, will you? Even though he's been playing bad. And I understand why he's been playing bad. Well, he did all right this game. But those other 2 games, it was pretty bad performances. And I know why. He's banged up. And that's what happened to him kind of in Cleveland when he started playing bad. He wasn't really healthy. He can't drive the ball when your legs are hurt. Things like that. I understand that. People in football understand that. And that's why I haven't gotten on him about it, because I know he's hurt. I know a lot of them guys shouldn't have been playing, but they had to play because they're in such dire need for these guys to play, and they're giving it all they got. And that's all I can ask for, is to give it all you got. And that's what he's done. So I have nothing negative to say about him, and I'm not going to. But the Todd Bowles thing, like I said, you'll never see anything about Baker negative, but you'll see everything every week about Todd Bowles, especially any chance you get to take a shot on, because you feed the negativity to these people and make these people feel like that. Your listeners, followers, etc., whoever watches your stuff and listens to your stuff, it's poison that you put on people. And I don't see that happen with any other franchise that's done the same exact thing that Todd Bowles has done. I don't see any type of other coverage do the same exact thing that this Tampa Bay media. You clearly have an objective. You clearly have an objective, and you're making it clear. You do not see one. If you do, send it to me. I don't see one positive article about Todd Bowles anywhere out there. But the first chance you find something, it's blown up everywhere. Like you're having a big debate about subbing a guy in that only had 10 plays in a game on a play that he gave up a touchdown, which honestly, it's all team. It's a whole the four guys back there's fault because it should have never happened. You have four guys to cover two eligible receivers. It's just crazy. That's on them, not just one guy or Todd Bowles who subbed them in. It's crazy that the narrative you're trying to spin, and it's blatant as day. It's blatant as day. For those who don't want to see it, well, you can keep your Ray Charles glasses on. I'm gonna point it out for the ones that do see it. Your media here is definitely shady, bro. It has a serious narrative to try to get Todd Bowles out any way they can. Serious narrative. And that's why I don't blame him when he don't really talk to them like that, because they don't like you. They don't like you. They may smile in your face and all that stuff. They don't like you. Because I watch everything that gets posted out and all that stuff. It is never positive for this man. And I'm watching him do the same exact things that I'm watching other coaches do. That's my take on it. What's yours? I know some of y'all ain't going to like what I said. It's factual. Send me something that changes it. That I ain't afraid to say that I was wrong about something. A lot of y'all are. I'm not afraid to say I was wrong about something. But it's right there for you to see. It's right there. I can't be making it up when it's available for you to see. That's my thoughts on it. What's yours? I'm Blake Anthony. You're the master of everything. What you do with your life, what you do it is entirely up to you. So we'll see what's next. They got the Bills. We'll see what news come out. What new happens. Like I said, it's always something. Beat bad teams. You lost to good teams. Would you rather lose to bad teams and just win the 3 games to good teams? Like, winning is winning. They got teams that got favorable schedules all season with rookie head coaches, but that's not an issue with them, but it's an issue in Tampa. Like I said, I watch it and I listen all the time, and like it's different here. It's different. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. If I can hit the thing right. Do-do-do.